Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Darrell Fry, Chairman of your Randolph County Board of Commissioners. I'm coming to you today for the first time in 3 weeks that we're doing a video. As you know, we were doing those a couple of times a week there for a couple of months or more. And we're coming to you today because of the trends that seem to be occurring within the caseload within Randolph County involving the COVID-19 pandemic. And we need your help to reverse this trend. As we started this process, we had our first case back near the end of March, and from March on through the end of April, we didn't hit double digits a single day. And now, since July the 1st, our caseload is up 45%. 4 of our biggest days have occurred in the last week, since last Sunday, including our peak, the largest yet, on this past Sunday, July the 19th. And that is an alarming statistic that we need to address here in the county. And you're going to hear from some others today that will talk about things that we can do to help change this. We are currently at 1,772 cases today with 35 deaths. And I know people are wanting children back in school. We want fall sports at every level, from high school to the pros. And we want to return to more normalcy life. And that's what we're about. That's what we want to help the community involved and the result that we're after today. And just these trends are causing us to come to you today as a word of caution. We're up in our community outbreaks 133% in the last 7 days. Just since last Monday, we went from 3 community outbreaks to 7, which included Crossroads Baptist Church. This doesn't include our long-term care facilities and the caseload that has been occurring there over the last several weeks. And the other situation, another statistic that I want to leave with you, our focus seemed to be early on in this process toward our senior adults and a more vulnerable part of our society, of our population. Now currently, 69% of our cases, 69%, over 2/3 of our cases occurring between the ages of 19 and 49. We've had a father and a son to die from the COVID pandemic, the virus, during this process. And we just want our citizens to be cautious, to be careful of where you go. I probably am out more than, I know more than some of our health officials would recommend, and I work part-time, as I've said to you before, at a funeral home. And I worked a visitation and a funeral this past weekend. And I notice how people react. And they don't want to wear a mask. And I certainly understand that. And we've turned this into more of a political process. And that is not comforting to any of those 35 families who lost a loved one, who have dealt with the death in this process. It is not comforting for a family who's concerned about sending their child back to public schools this fall, or to college or universities around our state. That's the thing that our families are dealing with. And we need your help. As we said at the very beginning, we're in this together, and we're still in it together, and it will take us all together to reverse this trend. We must bring the current situation to a peak. This must be the most we get, and then we have to start a downward trend in this caseload and in our deaths and those that are in isolation. And we just solicit your help and to realize the realities of it. And yes, we sometimes take those statistics and the 2/3 of our cases have recovered. And that is great, that is beneficial, and that's most helpful to those families that went through that process. But again, that is not a comfort to those who paid the supreme sacrifice, who lost a loved one. And again, those who want to return. So I know it's summer months and vacations, and not only do we as the adults have to practice safety and safe distancing, our mask, but we must educate and be sure that our young adults and our children do the same. It's all a part of this plan in a way that we can overcome the direction that we're going in the county. And that's the reason we came back to you today with this video. And we just solicit your help and your concern. And I will say this, you've probably seen on TV and you hear of incidents where somebody confronts a person because they're not wearing a mask. That doesn't help. Just go on your way. We don't serve any purpose by causing an argument or creating a fight and that sort of thing. But let's be respectful as we go through this and try to lead by example. And so as your chairman and representing our Board of County Commissioners, and I know we're all concerned about the health and well-being of our citizens and about a return to normalcy and about getting our children back into the classrooms and our teachers. We've had multiple cases in our public schools during the last week. That was among students and faculty. So this thing is not limited to a particular segment of our population. And so we have to do it together in all areas where we go to work. We continue to have outbreaks at the workplace, and we just urge all of our people. Sam Varner's going to speak to you today about what we're doing with our business and industry to help create a safer work area. And Susan's going to talk to you more about these safe health habits. And so just take it as a way of concern and love for our population, for our citizens in this county. That's why we do this, for no other reason. It's to your benefit. It's to all of our benefits. And we solicit your help in this process. So thank you today. I know all of you will pay attention, and we just continue to pray for our county, for our leaders, and those that are making these decisions about our life. May God bless.
Good morning. Susan Hayes, Randolph County Public Health. We decided that we needed to touch base with everyone again because our numbers are increasing. We've had a 45% increase since the 1st of July in the positive cases that we have. Today's number is 1,772. We have had 34 confirmed deaths and one death that is probable, making our total deaths 35 in the county. The other problem that we're seeing is widespread outbreaks across the community. We've had 7 clusters or outbreaks in business settings and in one church setting. We are seeing that continue to increase, and those numbers continue to increase. We're also seeing more numbers in those who work in schools and those who go to school or who are school age. So we are very concerned. We're asking you to please be careful. Please wear your masks. For public health, please wear your mask. It's so important, and the evidence is so compelling that it truly does help if we all wear a mask, social distance, and of course we need to wash our hands or use hand sanitizer. The only way we're going to get ahead of this outbreak is to really and truly to social distance and wear your mask. As soon as a vaccine is available, hopefully that will give us a little more opportunity, but that's going to be a long time. And then when we get the vaccine, everyone's going to want it at the same time. So we're in it for the long haul. And unless we all own it and do the best job we can to prevent ourselves and our family and those around us from getting coronavirus, it's not going to stop. So please wear your mask, please social distance, and please wash your hands. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kendall Phillips, one of the health educators with Randolph County Public Health. Our health education team has several resources that's available for businesses and any other group that sees people, such as churches, camps, restaurants, anyone that interacts with the public. And best of all of these resources are free. My coworker Allison created a business toolkit that helps businesses that are trying to reopen and ensuring that they are keeping their customers and their employees as safe and healthy as possible. This business toolkit has information such as health and safety guidelines, how to help train your employees, and where to find some of the supplies that you may need while reopening and while your business is needing to be in compliance with all of our executive orders. There's also several other things that you can find on the COVID-19 page on Randolph County's website, such as handouts, flyers, print materials, anything that you may need to help train your staff and educate your customers and employees. We can also help specifically create more content for you and your audience. So if you see something on the website that you need and can't find it on there, please reach out to us and we'll be happy to create anything for you, such as an infographic, a recorded webinar, anything that would help you relay a message. Another resource for our businesses is an interactive Zoom training. This training is about an hour long, and the goal of the training is to help bridge the gap between policies created by upper management and how it's carried out with middle management. During this training, our people that join in will learn how COVID-19 is spread, how to prevent spread, and then we also do some interactive scenarios so that way we can problem solve together in real time. It also allows for a lot of time for people that are attending the training to ask us questions so that way we can help better understand more about COVID-19 and how we can keep everybody safe and healthy. If you aren't a business but you need guidance, such as churches, camps, or anybody else, you can call us and pick our brains about that as well. The state has several documents that are checklists for some of these places that we can either do a conference call with you or we can do a Zoom call. We can go through the checklist together and we can help problem solve and work together. We also really like to review what your policies are and kind of give some feedback so that way we can make sure that we're all on the same page and that we're meeting best practice. Be sure to also check out our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Randolph County Public Health. Make sure you see our logo. There's other Randolph counties in other states, so make sure you have the right one. We really like when businesses share our content because getting messages out there about health-related information is really important, and having more people share our content gets a wider audience so that way everybody can see the same thing. And then one last resource that's available for everybody in Randolph County, not just our businesses, is our coronavirus hotline. Our coronavirus hotline is open Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and is accessible for anybody. It's staffed by health educators, nurses, and Spanish translators. So please feel free to call our hotline. If you are looking for guidance or some clarification on something, you can ask specifically for a health educator. We'll be happy to make some time with you. Our hotline number is 336-318-6227, so give us a call today.
Hi, this is Sam Varner, Wellness Administrator for Randolph County Government. There are many factors that influence COVID spread in Randolph County and in the workplace, but there's one factor that may be often overlooked, and that factor is workplace leadership. Is your leadership serious about stemming the spread of coronavirus? Do your leaders have policies in place that slow or prevent COVID-19? Are these policies communicated effectively and repeatedly? Does management strictly enforce these policies, and do they enforce them uniformly? Are there consequences for not following these policies? Currently and sadly, there are 7 businesses in Randolph County with confirmed clusters or outbreak. An outbreak or cluster is 5 or more positive cases in an organization. In each of the confirmed outbreaks, at least one of the following policies were not in place or not enforced. Number 1, inadequate or non-existent safety screenings before entering the workplace. In other words, was there a checklist in place with temperature controls before employees entering the workplace? Number 2, allowing employees who exhibit symptoms to work. Number 3, allowing employees who are identified as close contacts to work instead of being quarantined. Number 4, employees not practicing social distancing. And number 5, and this is a big one, employees not wearing face coverings all the time. In order to slow the spread of COVID-19, leadership must clearly have stated policies that align with the CDC, and they must enforce these policies. Creating a workplace culture that is actively and successfully stemming the spread of COVID takes strong leadership, effective management, and complete buy-in from the top all the way down to the bottom. Is your business doing everything it can to slow the spread? If not, look to leadership. A successful workplace culture always starts at the top. This is Sam Varner, Wellness Administrator. Good health and God bless.
We thank our Public Health Director, Susan Hayes, and our County Wellness Administrator, Sam Varner, and our Public Health Educator, Kendall Phillips, for the information that they have shared with you today. These are just 3 of the professionals that are among the dedicated staff of Randolph County government that serve on the front lines during this time of coronavirus pandemic. This includes our Sheriff's Office, Emergency Services, our Department of Social Services, and so many other departments and agencies of your Randolph County government. And thank you, County Commissioner Chairman Darrell Fry, for your comments and your perspectives during these challenging times of pandemic. Our Randolph County community has certainly experienced many challenges in the 21st century. No challenge has confronted our community with such urgency as the coronavirus pandemic. The coronavirus pandemic is a health crisis that evolves every hour. Information and events seem to develop and change each day. This is Randolph County's 28th coronavirus video, designed to provide you with up-to-date information and insights, not only on the status of the pandemic, but also on measures you can take to better provide for your health and your family's health and safety. Your Randolph County government will produce additional videos as needed to provide you with information and to keep you informed. Information in a time of crisis can be a citizen's most valuable resource, and today's video will certainly be posted on the Randolph County website this afternoon. It's also going to be shared with our businesses and our industries and our community members by our Chambers of Commerce, our Economic Development Corporation, our Cooperative Extension Service, our Senior Adults Association, our local news media, and our social media capabilities. Thank you again for being with us today, and please stay safe during these times of coronavirus pandemic.